Sure. Yeah, you know, there's a hadith about niyyah, right? Niyyah, intention. It's in both Sahih Bukhari and Sahih Muslim. The hadith about niyyah, it's like the first hadith in Bukhari. It has different wording. It has a different chain of narrators to it, right? Like Imam Muslim uses nikah, but Imam Bukhari uses zawaj. It means the same thing, right? They're synonyms. And so they consider that one hadith because it matches up. Everything else matches up, but it's coming from two different angles. So imagine like the Prophet ﷺ has thousands of sahaba that narrate little snippets of the life that they can remember. And they're very afraid because they all remember that one hadith that I quoted before. Man kadaba alayya muta'ammidan falyabawwahu maqadahu min an-nar, right? Let him take his seat in the fire. Whoever lies on me intentionally will take a seat in the fire. So there's a lot of sahabis. It's narrations about the sahabi that they would know things, but they wouldn't say anything because they were afraid. Like, my memory is not that good anymore, whatever it was. So they also traveled throughout the world, right? Very few of the sahabis stayed put in one place. They traveled. And they narrated to other people, and they narrated to other people, and it just spread around like that. So that's why they'd have to go find narrators that knew other narrators that could go back to the Prophet ﷺ through a sahabi somehow. And so you'll have that. And it's not just, and this is the other thing, another reason that I brought up Sahih Bukhari and Muslim. I didn't want to just talk about them, right? It's not just them. They get this, they have the pedestal, right? They have the honor that Allah has bestowed upon them. In this life, and certainly in the next, inshallah. But there's a lot of other students. There's a lot of other hadith. Even Imam Muslim says, just because it's my Sahih doesn't mean it's all the Sahih hadith. That's from him, right? He knows very well that this is a vast science. It is not done. And you'll find a lot of other collections. We already know Imam Tirmidhi, Nisai. Those are Imam Muslim students, right? Some of them. And they have their own collections that aren't always the same things that are in Sahih Muslim. And the other thing is, they didn't just write one book, right? They wrote a lot of other books. I mentioned Imam Bukhari wrote his first book sitting before the Prophet ﷺ at the age of 18, right? I think it's Tariq al-Kabir, I think it's the name of the book. But it's more about, it sounds like it's the grand history, but it's more about hadith narrations, I believe, and narrators, right? So it's vast. It's vast. We really don't appreciate what goes into it, which is the point of the lecture. Yeah. I hope that answers your question. Any other questions? I don't really have any answers. I don't know. Yeah, alhamdulillah. Sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam tasliman. Allah forgive us for our shortcomings and make us appreciative, inshallah. Allahumma salli wa sallam wa baraka wa sallam. See you guys later, inshallah.